Hello and welcome back once again. This is the second part of my two-post series on correcting upper back posture due to excessive work at the desk. Very, very common problem. I treat it very regularly in clinic, and one of the factors of rehabilitation from this problem is following a targeted and correct exercise protocol. I'd love to do the full remit of exercise and assessments I do with clients, but that's not always possible, and for a lot of people, what they really need is just a bit more of a simple approach where they can follow one or two exercises. So to start, we're going to start with one strengthening exercise coupled with one stretch, and I find this to be my sort of golden ticket to improving posture. There are other exercises I will bring in as additional exercises you can do, but I find the combination of this stretch and this strengthening exercise work particularly well. So we're going to start with the stretch it portion, because I believe you need to stretch first and then do the strengthening portion. This is to correct the classic upper cross syndrome, which will cause weakening of the cervical flexors, and weakening of the rhomboids and the lower traps. Meanwhile, tension in the upper shoulders, the extensor muscles of the neck, and across the chest. So to start with, we're going to do a pec minor, pec major stretch on the Swiss ball. I think it's a fantastic stretch. Always, as with any exercise that you're about to do, make sure you're cleared first by any health practitioner or professional. Someone who can assess you and make sure that you are not going to injure yourself whilst doing any of these exercises. But I will try to give you a simple and safe way in which to do these. So to start with, ideally you want a Swiss ball. You can, if you have one, you can use a chair if you don't have a Swiss ball, but a Swiss ball is best. So what we want to start off first of all is making sure you've got the right height of Swiss ball. So for up to 5'8", you're going to be looking at a 55. By all means, you can check these, but usually a 55. Between 5'8" and 6'3", you're going to be looking at a 65. That's the same as myself. And then for over 6'3", you're going to be looking at a 75. What I'd like you to do is, in all these stretches, is go very careful. Don't force things. Don't do them too aggressively. People go wrong with stretching where they try to force the muscle into a new length, when in fact that can be very detrimental and actually cause injury. So what we want to do first off is we want to get into a 4-point position. You will have seen many of these exercises demonstrated online, but we want to make sure that you're in a 4-point position. That 4-point position being here, you can see almost like a square. The hand is directly below my shoulder girdle and the knee directly below the hip. You want a neutral spine. You don't want to be here and you don't want to be excessively curved. Once you get to this position, that's fine. If we were doing certain specific exercises, we would go parallel to the floor, but as we're going to be stretching, that will come into the movement. So take the Swiss ball, take that 4-point position, and then rest your arm on the apex of the ball, relaxed. So you can see there, I'm roughly in the middle of the ball. This is for pec major. So for pec major, which is the big chest muscle across the front, we're going to hold this position, and then what we want to do is take a breath in, and as we breath out, bend the supporting elbow backwards, so your cubital fossa, or the inside of the elbow, is facing forward, and as you bend the elbow backwards, you will naturally drop towards the floor. Now this is key. Do not push through the shoulder. We don't want you damaging the shoulder. We want you gently dropping your weight naturally parallel to the floor and allowing you to feel the stretch coming in across the chest. So dropping forward into the stretch. You can play around with the position of the ball to feel the best stretch, but remember that arm is going to be nice and relaxed. Now from this position, keep the head neutral. You can hold that stretch. If you're trying to lengthen the muscle, which in this case with a lot of postural correction we usually are, you would hold for 2 to 4 minutes. You could take a break after a minute, minute and a half, and take a 10-second rest and then go back in, but don't take longer than 10 seconds. As you drop in, I also want you to be careful that when you come out, do not come out too quickly, because people can injure themselves doing that. So you come out nice and slowly. Now this is, as I say, for pec major, you've got quite a distance between your chest and the ball. But for desk workers, we want to hit the pec minor, which is a lot deeper. That's your postural muscle, real postural muscle. That's the one that's going to inhibit you from correcting your posture. So I'd almost say if your pec major isn't too tight and you push for time, just go for pec minor. So the pec minor, you come nearer. So you'll see here, my shoulder girdle is almost in line with the ball. This is going to be a much more subtle but focused stretch. So you drop in. For there, that would be too close. And as you drop in, you can again play around with the position of the ball. And as you drop in, you should start to feel the stretch, which I can feel there. The stretch should be deep in the shoulder. This portion here should not be so much across the chest because we're trying to hit pec minor. So I'm going to show you that from the other side. So again, placing the arm on the ball, sideways on, make sure you're hitting pec minor, keeping the head neutral and dropping yourself in. Holding that position. Once again, if you're doing a developmental stretch, we're talking 2 to 4 minutes. And when we come out of it slowly. And a developmental stretch is only done at the end of your workout or in the evening. Do not do a developmental stretch as part of a warm-up. Warm-up should be much shorter or even contract, relaxed stretches. You can even look at my primal patterns warm-up, which I will be reshooting and putting up again soon. So I'll run through that one more time and you can see the stretch done in full. Thanks for watching. If you like anything you see, please comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and be well and go safe. Take care.